Hi everyone. Today in this video we are going to study about covalent bond. What is a covalent bond? So how do we define a covalent bond? Covalent bond is defined as a bond formed by mutual sharing of electrons between two or more atoms. So it's a mutual sharing of electrons. So what do I mean by the word mutual? Mutual means those two atoms who are involved in the bond formation will be sharing equal number of electrons. For example, let's take A and B are the atoms who are trying to combine to form a bond. In that, atom A and atom B, atom A would share one electron, then atom B would also share one electron. So the sharing of the electrons will be equal. So that's the reason we call it as mutual sharing of electrons. Now, why are the atoms supposed to do this? And which atoms undergo a mutual sharing? Generally, those atoms who have the valence electrons as 5, 6, 7 undergo the covalent bond formation. So, these elements who have 5, 6, 7 electrons are none other than nonmetals. They generally tend to form a bond by sharing of the electrons. Now, why do they share? Why can't they undergo a transfer of electrons? Since I said the valence electrons are 5, 6, 7, they're very close to 8 or the octet configuration. They do not undergo a transfer of electrons when they're trying to bond between themselves because of the energy. The energy which is involved for the transfer of electrons is very huge and which cannot be easily affordable by these two atoms. So therefore, they choose an option of sharing their electrons. So we have all our nonmetals who are going to share the electrons and tend to form a bond. That is our covalent bond. Now let's talk about what are the different types of covalent bonds. We have three types of covalent bonds dependent on the number of shared pair of electrons. So those are single covalent bond, double covalent bond and triple covalent bond. Now let us see one after the other in detail. Now let us see each one of the bond in detail. So the first bond is single covalent bond. Now what do we mean by a single covalent bond? As the name only indicates, it's a single covalent bond. Single means we just have two electrons which is being involved in the bond formation. So that's the reason we call it a single. So I give you another way. The bond means a single bond is supposed to be having two electrons. For a bond formation, we should have minimum two electrons. So therefore, we call it a single covalent bond. That is the definition. A bond between two atoms where they share only one electron pair. So the sharing of electron pair is just one. So therefore we call it a single covalent bond. Now let us start with an example. A simple example. So first we will take an example where we talk about two similar atoms combining, and the next example will be two dissimilar atoms trying to combine. Moving for the similar atoms. A simple example are hydrogen. Hydrogen is the first element and the number of electrons in it is 1 because its atomic number is 1. Hydrogen will become stable only when it reaches a configuration of helium. That is, it should have 2 electrons. Now hydrogen has 1, it needs 1 more electron. Now we are trying to have a bond between two hydrogen atoms, so both of them need 1 electron each. So therefore, both the hydrogens will start sharing 1 electron and then they would tend to form a bond called as single covalent bond. Now, let's talk about two dissimilar atoms who are trying to combine. For example, let's take HCl, which is very simple. We have already done with hydrogen, so we were just adding chlorine now. So all of us know hydrogen is the first element, the atomic number is 1. It needs 1 more electron. Now we have chlorine, which is the other element. Chlorine atomic number is 70. So the valence electrons are 7. It needs one more electron to become octet or to reach the octet structure. So therefore, chlorine would like to accept one electron. Hydrogen needs one electron, chlorine needs one electron. Both of them will start sharing one electron each and tend to form a bond. That bond is called as covalent bond or a single covalent bond because the sharing of electrons is one from both the atoms. So this is an example of a single covalent bond with dissimilar atom. Similarly, we can take many examples like ammonia, methane, chlorine. All these are the examples of single covalent bond. Now let us learn what is a double covalent bond. Double covalent bond, as the name only indicates, two covalent bonds will be there. So both the covalent bonds are being formed by sharing of two electron pairs. So for a double covalent bond, we should have two electron pairs shared mutually between the two atoms involved in the bond formation. Now, the two bonds which are found are nothing but the single covalent bonds. So we are representing it by two lines which is being drawn. Now let us see the examples for a double covalent bond.
Considering oxygen as an example of a double covalent bond, we have two electrons which is being shared between the oxygen atom. It is represented by two short lines.
The third type of bond which is left as triple covalent bond. Now, what is a triple covalent bond? As the name indicates, you have three bonds between the two atoms involved in the bond formation. So, both the atoms will start sharing three electron pairs. So that's the reason we call it as a triple covalent bond, or you can also call it as triple covalent bond. Can be also defined as a bond between the two atoms involved by sharing of three electron pairs. Now let us look at the examples.
What happens if we have more than two electron pairs shared between the atoms? We get triple covalent bond. So let's take the example of nitrogen to understand it better. Nitrogen will share 3 electrons each between the atoms to form a triple covalent bond. So each nitrogen atom shares 3 electrons each, or the sharing is 3 pairs of electrons between the atoms. It is represented by 3 short lines, as we can look at the diagram.
So let's take the summary of today's class. We have learnt about covalent bond and its definition. A quick recapitulation. Covalent bond can be defined as a bond which is obtained between the two atoms by mutual sharing of electrons. So when the two atoms are involved in the bond formation, they share the electrons mutually. And we also learnt about the types of bonds. So we have 3 types of bond based on the number of electron pairs involved. So it's a single covalent bond. As we can say, single covalent bond indicates a shared pair of electrons are 1. Then we have double covalent bond where we have 2 electron pairs being involved in the bond formation. Next we have learnt about triple covalent bond when we have 3 electron pairs involved in the bond formation. So that's what we have learnt in this video. Thank you.